Okay, this is Matt from the Dice of the Round Table, and this little chat's going to be a round table because it's the round table. Get it? So this is
My table's square.
your table square. Then you're not a knight at the round table.
That's okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So my name's Matt. If you've been watching the channel, you kind of have an idea who I might be by now. And this is Samuel, a good friend of mine. You want to tell us something about yourself, Samuel?
Just live out in Iowa. I'm a small-time painter for locals and a few bigger people here and there. I do all sorts of role-playing, tabletop miniatures, even basic board games with my kids.
So, what we were on this Facebook conversation the other night, and we were talking about something, and we've been talking back and forth about doing some recorded chats, and this is kind of a test to see how this goes on the channel. And the topic is dice. Everyone has them, everyone loves them, and yep. I want to tell you, I showed my picture to that wife, and she was like, jaw dropped open. That you have a container for your dice. Why do you do it?
Why? I have weird superstitions. I enjoy them. I enjoy certain color patterns is a big part of it. I'm very selective, I will tell you that, when it comes to picking dice. I pick them for all the different games I play. Certain games require a large amount of D6s. Some require multiple D10s, D20s. But I find that I also just enjoy it. I enjoy the look of the dice. I enjoy having the dice. It's my shiny little click-clacks that I like to amass. The superstition comes in that if I'm rolling and I'm not rolling well, I now have an extra set of dice to switch out to, and I can punish the other ones for not doing their job.
Oh! Okay, you speak about punish. Okay. What's the worst punishment you've given your dice?
I have melted a D20 before with a blowtorch.
Okay. So, a guy I've played bolt action with locally, if his dice are doing poorly, and since it's a D6 game, he has tons of them, he lines up all his dice, takes one, and smashes it with a hammer.
That's actually not surprising. We are gaming is a very superstitious lot of folks. It's we don't like to think we are, but a lot of us have little rituals when it comes to rolling in general. Just rolling your dice. Certain, we have certain hand movements. We blow on them. We talk to them. I'm guilty of that. I speak to them quite often that they better do better, or to save the good dice roll for something more important than a skill check.
So, this is my way. I'm gonna... Very fancy containers. Very, very fancy. D6s. Everything else. And specialty. Because if I stop playing a game, so in here is Descent, the board game. This is the Fate die from Terminator. It only has 1s and 2s on it. Oh, this is from Heroescape, or Planescape, the magic one. And this is from Attack Wing D&D. So, how did you feel when you first saw these?
I think I sent you a disgusted reaction GIF, and it was hurt my soul, to be honest, that you mistreat your dice in such a way.
Mistreated? Man, this is valuable. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that doesn't belong in there. 4. My kids get in here and borrow the dice too. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, 9. Oh, where's the other one? Okay, just really quick. I have pulled out 9 different sets of dice. And my wife will sometimes buy some that she'll like and not actual playlists. Like this one, this is really hard to read, but this is like the Druids themed one because they were green. She loved them. But let's see if I can do it. Look at all that. But I will tell you this one has the most memory for me. You want to guess why?
Why?
When I was in high school, I had, it was my junior year. A guy goes, do you want to play D&D? Sure, what do I need? And that was the first set of dice I bought. That black and red. I still have them.
I will tell you, when I am introducing players to games, D&D, Call of Cthulhu, any of them, I go on Amazon and I order 5 to 10, depending on how many players I'm going to have, sets of dice with bags. So that when they arrive their first night, I hand them a little care package of specialty dice, and usually it has a pencil, a little notebook, and things like that. But I always make sure to introduce somebody to the game to make sure that they have a fancy set of dice, they have a little present. It's kind of like bribing them to play with the shiny click-clacks.
You're too nice. You're too nice. Okay, so we'll talk about that. So, okay, you're talking about superstitions, and we're talking about giving your player stuff. So that first game I played, we had 2 brothers, and then it was 3 other guys. The one brother he just rolled all over the place, rolled average. The guy who invited me was the one guy. He was the guy that rolled 1s. The other brother is the guy that rolled 20s. No matter what, there was going to be massive amounts of 20s. And then the rest of us were about average. Who are you?
It depends. As a DM, I seem to roll really, really well, which is not really fair to my players. I roll a lot of 15 through 20s when I'm running the game. But when I'm playing, I stay about average, anywhere between 10 to 15. I can even, like, for a fact, I can tell you that I will get a 20 maybe once every game as a player.
Okay. I roll about average to above average. Almost any game. And now I showed you all those dice because, again, I do bold action a lot. So this is my bold action bin. Poker chips for objectives, more dice, and pin markers. And that's yours. Now, you don't have D6s in there. You have order dice.
No, those are in a little Cthulhu-faced dice bag. My D6s are. That are actually in the bag in my wife's car right now. And she did not give me the opportunity to grab them. But I have a little Cthulhu bag with tentacles on its face to protect my dice.
Is there anything special about those dice while you make them your bold action dice?
They are old Flames of War dice. I've had them since I played Flames of War about 15, 16 years ago. And they're the symbol ones that have, they're the regular D6, but it also has either the Iron Cross or the American flag. And then I have some older, there was this weird game where they had genetically modified gorilla miniatures that were taking over everything, and I bought a set of their dice because they have a gorilla face on it. And then there's just some random ones that I've found over the years. I seem to find marbles and dice all over the place in my line of work.
You're a magnet for dice.
And marbles.
And marbles. So are you saying they're playing the marble shoots? And drawing
I think they are. I think it's become very competitive. So I have to show one thing off because I didn't yet. Is my lovely present from my wife to me was my solid metal dice.
Okay, so those are the metal ones?
Yeah, they're solid metal, and she had the orange pips put in because orange is my favorite. But these things are deadly. I mean, this thing is a solid caltrip that will definitely pierce your foot.
So, do you roll on table or do you roll on dice trays?
No, I can, give me a second. I will grab this weird dice tray that I found. You have to put up with the washing machine noise. Sorry, I'm still a dad and a husband, and I gotta do laundry. But we were at a yard sale when we moved to Iowa about 3 years ago, and I like knickknacks to put dice in, and that's what I'm always on the hunt for, little boxes. And I found this weird little English pub drinking game, but it is felt lined. It came with 2 little wood dice, little wood.
Yeah, it's Shut the Box.
And so we found that, and we realized that would be perfect for my dice rolling.
Makes sense. My kids have, we picked up the 4-player Shut the Box. But I like that because that is closable and you could use it. It's felt lined. I have a couple. Not too much. I'm not too picky on how I roll unless this table is not even. The table being even is an issue.
That makes sense. I will tell you, table even, but I like to roll on a particular surface. I've spent, I have glow-in-the-dark dice, I have metal dice. Each set is particular to me, and I want to make sure they're okay.
3D printed. Someone printed it for me.
Okay, that's really nice. We've been looking at them, but I'm very picky, and I have not found one yet.
I liked it because it was like a wizard staircase, and we were playing Frostgrave at the time. The issue is, up in here, you can see the it didn't fill correctly, so
yes.
It's a little bit disappointed. So I don't know. We've used this a little bit. My wife did not like it because she did not roll very well in it, so we have kind of banished it. But the one thing that does bother me, knowing what I know now, is look, it's not flat. So you get leaners. So
your best bet is to take a spare piece of MDF and mount it in the bottom down there to make it flat, and then put a piece of felt on that.
Well, and then the other thing I've done is I was when I was on a budget. I took an old picture frame, felt lined it, but the felt's just peeling now. So
yeah.
Okay, so it was interesting because you said you used Flames of War. That was your starting dice. That's what all these are. These are from Tanks World War II starter. This is from Tanks Modern starter, and the Flames of War starters I've picked up just to try. And then that goes in here is promo dice I've picked up. So I have some American and German D6s from Bold Action, and we had No Dice No Glory come one time, so they gave out promo dice.
Yes.
Okay, so
I have a set similar, GC Mini, whenever you order from them.
Oh.
Yeah, they send 2 little D6s in the box, and I hold on to them.
So, okay, so here's a question. Because this came up last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. I was playing Bold Action. And the guy was using dice for shooting. Changed it for morale test. He used different dice for his morale test.
Yeah, no, I'm on board.
You what?
Yeah, I would. I probably have. I don't really hold on to most of the memories anymore. But I'm pretty sure every time I make a different test, I make sure I grab from at least a different part of the pile.
Well, let's use this as an example. How many times, and I'm sure people who are watching probably have played in a tournament where someone would do this. I would say have my, let's see, these green ones, okay?
Yes.
I have a whole bunch of those little ones. But then they would go grab this gray one, which I would have 2 of, and those are the only 2 dice I ever roll for morale tests because they never hit 6s.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, the guy never hit 6s on the 2 dice he used for his morale test.
That's pretty smart.
It's not against the rules.
Nope.
But, personally, if that's how you have to win, and that's how you have to play, that seems a little bit odd.
No, we have odd habits in our everyday life, just the way that we live, the way that we treat people and everything like that. What's the difference of having odd eccentricities and superstitions about your gaming?
How about, okay, have you ever actually tested your dice to see if they're random?
Yes. And I've also done the water trick to see if they're properly weighted.
And what do you do with the ones that aren't?
They go into my wife's bin. See? There's my wife's bin.
Oh, she's got a container too.
Yeah, and her own little miniatures for gaming.
So, okay, do you replace anything? Like, for me, I will take dice from my sets and put them in board games specifically. So, they replace tokens. You don't do that? You gotta use tokens? Why? Why are you looking at me like that?
No reason. Your hair looks nice. And I just, I'm very much into use the proper thing for the proper game. And then if I have a way to shove miniatures into the game somehow, I'm going to do that instead.
Okay. You rather shove miniatures than replace?
Yeah, if I prefer to buy games now that come with miniatures, like board games and stuff.
What game does not
And
come
if
with
they don't-
miniatures?
There are certain board. I have to remember.
There's not many
Star Wars
left.
Rebellion. Huh?
There's not many left. Almost all
There's
of
the
them.
card game Call of Cthulhu one, not, but it's considered a board game.
Call of Cthulhu.
I was just looking at it again the other day at Barnes & Nobles and discussed it that it's still called a board game, but all you use is cards.
Yeah, but most of the time they'll call them board games now because it's a bigger draw now.
Yes, I agree, and I hate it, and it's disgusting, and it's a lie, and they shouldn't be lying.
Hey, it's the only way FFG can make some great Star Wars games that are board games with miniatures.
Yeah, that's true. I do love every single one of those. They definitely went all out with those, and I am very impressed. And you mentioned Descent. I don't know if you've ever played. I'm obsessed with that game.
My wife won't play it anymore.
Why?
Because she doesn't want to run as the Overlord, and she doesn't like me running as the Overlord. But she'll play Imperial Assault.
It's the same thing with Star Wars.
No, Imperial Assault, they fixed the game. They did fix the game because the campaign is more even. Because in Descent, there was no, if the Overlord won, you went to an easier game. No, it's true. Star Wars, if you won as the Empire, went to an easier mission for the Rebels. So it did have a leveling out feel. I'm trying to find this card game that you're talking about. The only thing that comes up is LCG from. But yeah,
Hi! My family is home, so I might have to cut this short here in a minute.
That's fine. So, but anyway, anything else you want to talk about with dice?
I think I'm good. I mentioned to you the other night I enjoyed the comparison. I read it online and I'm very much stuck on it, that we are like magpies, like corvids, and we want shiny little bits of things to decorate our house. And I feel like gamers are even more so. We want our shiny dice and things to decorate our gaming nest. And I really enjoy that comparison in my head. It really tickles my fancy.
I agree with you because more people are blitzing out that as a term for most of their board games, replacing things as much as they can with miniatures. Stone Miner Games is really good because they have the treasure chest, so if you have resources instead of cubes, you replace it with the actual objects. Board game tables, period. The concept of the board game table now.
Yes.
And
it's
all
huge.
that.
I mean, it's something I want to build. Oh, thank you. She brought me Burger King.
What is that? Something
What?
out there only? You said she brought... Is that a restaurant only out there?
No, Burger King.
Oh, Burger
As in,
King.
like Burger King.
Oh, Burger King. I thought you said something
No,
else.
we have restaurants out here that aren't on the East Coast, like Make Right, that does loose hamburger sandwiches.
Okay. Well, my mother...
Happy Joe's Pizza, that does BLT pizza and taco pizza.
No, my favorite pizza that I've had is spaghetti pizza. Ever had that?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes, it is.
The other one... Well, my mother-in-law... my mother had the kids earlier today, and she made them a hamburger casserole. So it was crescent rolls with the ground beef with mustard and ketchup topped with crescent rolls. So they had that with mustard and ketchup mixed in. So, and she put bacon in half of it.
Yeah, I'm in. All right. Well,
Okay.
let me go eat my dinner, and let's make this a regular thing. And
You pick the
we'll
next
discuss
topic.
What topics we'll throw up there.
You pick it next.
All right, we'll do both.
Okay. See you later. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So this is Matt from the Dice Around Table. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for watching. We were just talking to some stuff about dice. And Samuel and I are definitely talking about doing a little bit more of these. And it looks like so far on the YouTube channel, these chats where I have more than just me has been a little bit more appealing. We'll see how this one hits. But again, this was a round table discussion. And we'll see who's in for the next one. But until then, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, ring the dong, the little bell icon, and like it if it's something you've enjoyed. I track by the views, but likes definitely give me a better idea because I don't know if it's a bot doing it. Either way, thanks for watching.